In modern times, the word fairy usually brings to mind charming, ethereal creatures like Tinker Bell or the fairy godmother. The portrayal of fairies in media tends to be overwhelmingly positive, making them synonymous with magic and benevolence. Yet, the fairies of folklore are far more complex than these Disney-like figures, and their origins stretch deep into European mythology. So, what exactly is a fairy? Terms such as fae, fair folk, or fairy have been used across numerous cultures to describe supernatural beings. These are creatures that exist on the boundary between the physical and the ethereal. Given the wide range of interpretations, a fairy can be any mystical or magical creature, far more diverse than the whimsical image we often associate with them today. Fairy tales often encompass a broad spectrum of beings, from dragons to elves, goblins to dwarves, and, of course, fairies themselves. In Scottish folklore, fairies are divided into two distinct courts, the Seelie Court and the Unseelie Court. The Seelie Court are those who, although mischievous, are generally benevolent toward humans. They are the fairest and most radiant of the fairy world, often seeking out humans to offer favors or blessings. However, if wronged, they will seek to correct the balance. On the other hand, the Unseelie Court is made up of dark and malevolent fairies. These sinister beings are active during the colder, darker months and are often hostile toward humans. They thrive in the shadows and use their powers for mischief and harm. Among the most feared fairy entities is the changeling. In European folklore, these creatures were left behind by fairies when they kidnapped human children. The changeling would assume the appearance of the missing child, but the disguise was often imperfect. Changelings were believed to exhibit peculiar traits, remarkable intelligence for their age, or strange, unsettling features like beady eyes or elongated teeth. Changelings were seen as omens of misfortune, and their presence often led to dark consequences, including the abandonment or abuse of the children perceived to be these fairy imposters. To protect their children, families would sometimes resort to extreme measures, attempting to force the fairy child to reveal its true nature. Leprechauns are among the best-known figures in fairy folklore, often depicted as mischievous cobblers hoarding their pots of gold. These solitary fairies are tricksters at heart, using their cleverness to outwit humans who try to capture them. Legends say that if you can catch a leprechaun, he is bound to tell you where his gold is hidden. But beware, for these creatures are masters of deception. Historically, leprechauns wore red, not green, and their appearance is rooted in ancient Irish folklore. Over time, their image has been commercialized, but their cunning spirit remains a key aspect of their mythology. Not all fairies are part of organized societies. Some, like Brownies and Boggarts, prefer to live alone. Brownies are helpful household spirits, performing chores and assisting humans in exchange for offerings of food and drink, especially milk and cake. But beware. If a brownie is angered, it may turn into a boggart, a malicious creature that causes havoc within the home. Brownies can quickly turn from helpful to harmful if disrespected. Simple changes in the house or ignoring their offerings can cause them to become malevolent, turning into boggarts that delight in chaos, stealing, and making a mess of things.